1. Understand the mind-body connection. Understanding how to control your mind begins with realizing that you are in full control of your state. Since your mind, body, and emotions are interconnected, you can use mind-body techniques to bring greater cognizance to your thinking, which in turn influences your feelings. As Tony Robbins says, it is this practice of embracing self-awareness in the current moment that ultimately drives lasting happiness. In fact, research on self-determination theory demonstrates that the more you feel you're in control of your circumstances by staying grounded at the moment, the more productive and fulfilled you're likely to feel. 2. For the inner critic. When you catch yourself thinking something negative about yourself, calling yourself names, disrespecting yourself, or berating yourself, interrupt it. You can yell in your mind, "Stop. No," or "Enough. I'm in control now." Then, whatever your negative thought was about yourself, replace it with an opposite or counter thought or an affirmation that begins with "I am." For example, if your thought is, "I'm such a loser," you can replace it with, "I am a divine creation of the universal spirit. I am a perfect spiritual being learning to master the human experience. I am a being of energy, light, and matter. I am magnificent, brilliant, and beautiful. I love and approve of myself just as I am." You can also have a dialogue with yourself to discredit the voice that created the thought, if you know whose voice it is. Just because so-and-so said I was a loser doesn't make it true. It was his or her opinion, not a statement of fact. Or maybe they were joking and I took it seriously because I'm insecure. If you recognize that you have recurring self-critical thoughts, you can write out or pre-plan your counter thoughts or affirmations so you can be ready. This is the first squatter you should evict, forcefully, if necessary. They rile up the worrier. The names you call yourself become triggers when called those names by others, so he also maintains the presence of the reactor. They are often present when you try to fall asleep, so he perpetuates the sleep deprived. They are a bully and are verbally and emotionally abusive. They are the destroyer of self-esteem. They convince you that you're not worthy. They're a liar. In the interest of your self-worth, get them out. Eliminate your worst critic and you will also diminish the presence of the other 3 squatters. Replace them with your new best friends who support, encourage, and enhance your life. This is a presence you want in your mind. 3. Use priming. Like most of us, you've probably had the experience of waking up in a bad mood you can't seem to shake. When this happens, you likely wonder how to control your mind when you don't feel up to it. This is where the power of priming comes into play. Priming engages the mind by first engaging the body by taking several deep, cleansing breaths to cultivate a positive physical state. As you focus on your physical state, you're then able to clear your mind and focus your thoughts on the present moment. As you practice priming consistently, you'll find that it becomes intuitive. By building intention into your thought processes, you more fully understand how to take control of your mind. 4. For the worrier. Prolonged anxiety is mentally, emotionally, and physically unhealthy. It can have long-term health implications. Fear initiates the fight or flight response, creates worry in the mind, and creates anxiety in the body. This may make it more difficult for you to control your thoughts effectively. You should be able to recognize a worry thought immediately by how you feel. The physiological signs that the fight or flight response of fear has kicked in are increased heart rate, blood pressure or surge of adrenaline, shallow breathing or breathlessness, muscles tense. Use the above stated method to interrupt any thought of worry and then replace it. But this time, you will replace your thoughts of worry with thoughts of gratitude for the outcome you wish for. 5. Fear is illogical. I remember when I was having hurricane shutters put up on my 14th floor apartment. The workmen were hanging on ropes on the side of the building. There is no balcony beneath them or anything to fall onto, except the ground below. When they finished, they came into the apartment. I was standing there with my sweet, gentle 85-pound Labrador on a leash when one of the high-flying workers freaked out. He was so afraid of my dog, he wouldn't step foot in the apartment. He would rather stay on the balcony railing 14 stories high than come near my dog. I had to take my dog to another room so he could come in. It taught me an important lesson. A person can be incredibly brave in one aspect of life and illogically fearful in another. Fear makes no sense. 6. Identify your limiting beliefs. What does your inner voice say to you? We all have a voice inside of our heads, a constant inner dialogue observing the world, working out problems, or forming opinions about this or that. Does your inner voice fill you with confidence? Or does it say things like, "I'm not good with relationships. I'm never going to get what I want. Everyone is against me. I never have enough money. I could never start my own business"? These kinds of limiting beliefs take you away from what you want and need. Unfortunately, most people don't realize just how much that negative self-talk is running their lives, causing stress, anxiety, and perfectionism. The inner critic can hold you back from being your authentic self and living a joyful life. Breaking those patterns starts with recognizing that they exist in the first place. Spend the next week or two tracking some of your common limiting beliefs. Do some of these thoughts tend to stand out more than others? Narrow down your list to one that you'd like to focus on. Ask yourself, what new belief do you want to replace the old, limiting way of thinking? Your job is to notice the limiting belief when it creeps into your language, actions, and thoughts. Now, replace that with your new affirmation. Repeat this process over time to guide your thoughts in a more positive, constructive direction. 7. Do a reality check. Many times I've given myself a gentle pat on my face just to snap back to reality. The imagination is a strong force when the negative thought cyclone gets hold of it. You believe what you think, when in reality, it's just a movie you have created in your mind. And if you are a creative person, your creations are intense, making them more realistic. If you are into statistics, this one is easy. What are the chances of your visions becoming reality? Sadly, our loved ones put themselves in situations that haunt us all day and night. So it is up to you to wipe out those thoughts and bring yourself back to reality. 8. Practice changing the script. People are just as happy as they make up their minds to be. If your inner dialogue sounds like a stream of constant judgment and self-doubt, it's time to change the script. Often, our inner scripts aren't even our own. They can come from bullies from childhood, a toxic parent, or a naysayer in your life who just wanted to knock you down so they feel better about themselves. But without you realizing it, these external voices become internalized and hold you back from believing in yourself. To change these habits of self-criticism and treat your relationship with yourself as you would with any loved one or friend. Instead of beating yourself up for every mistake and imperfection, practice acceptance and compassion for yourself. 9. Stop judging yourself. While you may think judging and blaming yourself will motivate you, it actually does the opposite. Self-compassion is more effective. In her research on self-compassion, doctors found that being kind to yourself is a powerful way to become happier and more successful. You may try to change in ways that allow you to be more healthy and happy, but this is done because you care about yourself, not because you are worthless or unacceptable as you are. When you hear your inner critic, change the script. Speak to yourself as you would to a friend going through a hard time. Giving yourself the care and kindness you need at the moment will help you feel better, and it will help you succeed. 10. Present moment mindfulness. If you are going to take control of your thoughts, you need a mental support system. Present moment mindfulness works instantly. When you are caught up in the negative whirlwind, recognize it, erase and replace it, and bring your attention to whatever you are doing. If you are washing the dishes and feel your mind meandering onto a dark path, notice what you are doing and whisper it, I am washing the dishes. I feel the soap bubbling on my hands. The water feels warm, and then let yourself go with it. It sounds silly at first, but it really works. My favorite phrase from a meditation I used to teach is breathing in I feel calm, breathing out I feel at ease. 11. Visualize. The mind is more powerful than most of us realize. When you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. Visualization taps into that amazing power by giving us the one thing we truly need to succeed, a deep belief in ourselves. It's used by star athletes, actors, and business people alike because it works. Tony tells the story of a basketball team that was practicing free throws. One group practiced only by physically shooting free throws. Another group didn't practice at all. A third group practiced using only goal visualization, and they were the most successful. When you visualize yourself reaching a specific goal over and over, you can actually trick your brain into feeling completely certain about that outcome. When it's time to take action, your brain is ready.